Whoa, today marks exactly 1 year since we began teaching paint manufacturing on YouTube. 1 full year of formula, passion, and transformation from beginners to professional paint manufacturers around the world. So, to celebrate you, my subscribers, my students, and my Glinified community, I am giving you a free gift today. This luxurious paint finishing is used in hotel offices and elegant homes. And today I'll be walking you through the full process from formulation to application process the right way. Wait till you see how sparkle this paint is. You won't believe this came from just paper and glue. Silk Wall Plaster paint, also known as liquid wallpaper, is not your regular paint. It is a decorative coating made from natural fibres, binder and pigment. The texture gives your wall a soft, fabric-like feel, elegant, warm and luxurious. It is ideal for offices and luxurious interior space. Stay with me, I will show you how to achieve that golden beige sparkles that looks imported but made right here from the lab. You understand? So let's look at 12 liters batch formula. You will need water 3.6 liters, and you also need cellulose fiber, which is fiber, you understand, which is the paper, 2.4 kg. So now I also want to explain the importance of this chemical for better understanding. Remember I said you're going to be using water 3.6. So water serves as the solvent base, which is the mixing medium, while your cellulose fiber paper 2.4 kg is the body texture. Now, the slick or cotton, which serves as the adouation, you're going to be using 1.2 kg, soft and sleek feels. Please take note. Then the next chemical is the PVA binder. So the PVA binder, of course, your white glue, and this is the adouation and it binds all chemical together. You're going to be using 1.8 liters. After the PVA binder acrylic, you're also going to be using your acrylic emulsion. And we all know that acrylic emulsion has the durability and the shine. So you're going to be using 1.2 liters. And of course, we have our thickener, HEC, which is 40 gram. And this particular chemical is for viscosity. You understand? Then we move over to the pigment. So this pigment, it could be you want to use your pigment oxide, which are your cream, your yellow oxide. But if you're going to be using your paste and you know that you want to get a beige color, you have to make sure you're going to use 100 ml beige color paste. You can mix this color. You all know how to mix your beige paste the same way you produce your beige paint. You understand? So you use a little titanium, you use your yellow oxide, and use little black paste, and then you get your beige paste color, or be it your paste or your pigment. You're going to be using 100 ml. Then of course the other chemical is our microflakes or glitters, which could be gold or white. You're going to use your 250 gram. This particular chemical adds sparkles and the luxurious reflection to the wall. Then of course our deformer is 20 gram. The deformer removes the air bubble caused by the acrylic. And then we have our preservative, which you're going to use two types of preservative. You're going to use your EPW 10 ml, which helps fight mold on the wall, and you're going to also use your preservative for your inkant. For those of us that is going to be storing the paint, you're going to use 10 ml. Then I know most of us will want to achieve this nice scent, so you can use your fragrance, but this is optional. So 10 ml is okay for the fragrance, and you can use any pleasant scent you choose. This exact ratio gives a perfect balance between softness adhesion and sparkle. No cracks, no dull spots, no odor. Wait in few minutes, I will show you the professional secret that gives it that perfect pale like luxurious shine. Now let's move over to the step-by-step production process. Step 1, which is the fiber stage. You have to first of all shred your cellulose fiber, that is to say you cut it in little pieces and then soak in 2 liters of warm water. Please hear me right, 2 liters of warm water, lukewarm water for about an hour. Then you add your sleek or cotton fiber and mix by hand. Please, the reason you need to mix by hand is because you want its unity formula and you don't want it to be hard. You understand? So you mix by hand until fully and uniformly mixed together. You understand? So we move over to the step 2, which is the binder solution phase. In another container, pour in your 1.6 liters of clean water. Remember, the total water usage is 3.6 liters, and we've used some amount of water to soak our fiber paper. So now you're going to pour in another 1.6 liters of water into another container and add your HEC, which is your thickener. And you know that the thickener, we are using 40 gram. You understand? So you slowly add your thickener while you stir. Let it thicken for about 15 minutes. Then you add your PVA binder of about 1.8 liters, and immediately after that, as you're adding this chemical, you're stirring. Immediately after that, you add your acrylic emulsion of about 1.2 liters, and then you stir. After that, you add your deformer of 20 gram, and then you stir. After your deformer, you move over to your preservative. Remember I said earlier on you're going to be using 2 types of preservative, your in-can preservative and your out-can preservative, which each of them is 10 ml each. So after adding your preservative, you stir thoroughly. This is your adhesive base, so you have to make sure you stir. So after that, we move over to step 3 phase, which is your color and additive. Now you add your beige color or champagne pigment, for those of us that could get this particular pigment, you understand, or paste. You can also mix this color by yourself. It's very, very easy. You understand? So once you add your color, pigment or paste into the production, then you add your pearl or flakes or your glitters. You understand? This is what brings that sparkling and lighting hit on the wall. I know most of us have heard about the Silk Plaster wallpaper. We don't have an idea that you are meant to add your flecks or your glitters. You understand? So if you look underneath the wall, you see what creates this sparkling, shining effect is your flakes and your glitters when you incorporate it into your production process. Now the step 4 process is the combining of the fiber and the binder together. So now fold your hydrated fiber into the binder base gradually. Then mix gently with your hands or a low speed turning mixer, not the machine, you understand. After that, cover it to rest for about 8 to 12 hours. This allows it to fully hydrated. You all know what means by rest. If you've been following this YouTube channel to this stage, you've heard me talked about the process of resting. Resting simply means where you allow your production process to stay in the bucket for a period of time to allow all the chemicals unite together. So now The step 5 process is the application, and this application process, a lot of people get it wrong. Even professional painters, you understand. So now for the application process, you have to smooth your wall, make sure your wall is smooth, then you apply a white base coat and let it dry. Yes, the base coat for sleek plaster wallpaper matters a lot. So many of us don't achieve this perfect shining effect because the base coat we use probably don't match the outer top coat for the sleek plaster wallpaper paint. You know, this production process is for the beige color, and you know, beige color is just like cream. You understand, or your calabash color, you understand, or your Maglonian color. So the suitable color for the base coat will be white. You understand? So after making sure that the wall is smooth, you apply your white base coat paint. Suitable could be your um satin paint or your matte paint. You understand? So once it is dry, you lightly mist the wall. Okay, this missing of wall simply means you tap the wall. You understand? You tap the wall with little water. You understand? You just miss the wall. You understand? Before you apply the sleek plaster wall paper. And you have to use a plaster trowel, not metal, please. You have to use a rubber plaster trowel to apply 1.5 to 2 mm. Here is the technical side, and this is what separates professional from amateurs. Your pH range should be about 7 to 8.5 viscosity, while your CPS should be about 90,000 to 12,000 for the adhesion strength and above 1.0 NMMT coverage. You understand? Which gives you about 12 to 15 square meters per 12 liters at 2 mm thickness. So when you hear me say 2 mm thickness, it simply means the range of your spreading. You understand? So if you follow this process rightfully, you're about to use about, like I said, 12 to 15 square meters per 12 liters. And the production which I just gave to you is your 12 liters for slick paint wallpaper plaster. And if you say you want to produce other batch, of course, you know how we do it. You just multiply each of these chemicals times the total measurement of each large batch you want to produce. So here is a color adjustment expert tip that I want you to have. If you want a golden beige finishing, just add 1 to 2% of your golden mark flakes. You understand? For your ivory sand color, use more white pigment and less orchard color. Your white pigment simply means your titanium dioxide, you understand? And if you want a champagne stone look, of course, you can add a trace of brown oxide pearl. For those of us that don't have a brown oxide in your country, of course, no, we have brown oxide in Nigeria now. Those days we don't have, you understand. But for some areas that you know you don't have this brown oxide, you can mix your brown color paint and then incorporate it into the production with your pearl. That's if you want a champagne stone effect. You understand? So before we end, I'll tell you how to turn this formula into profits. This sleek wall plaster formula is my anniversary gift to all my Glinified paint entrepreneurs around the world. Thank you for trusting Glina Artistic Paint Education for a whole year of learning, building, and transformation. If you want to master more professional paint formula, learn branding, and start your own profitable paint business, click the first link in the description and join the Paint Manufacturing Masterclass. You will learn everything from formulation to packaging and, of course, marketing. Remember, paint isn't just color, it is power. And when you master it, you master your future. I am Coach Glina, your paint manufacturer's mentor. See you in the next class.